It's time to give reactions from the spring game. We're going to talk about all that coming up here in less than a minute. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay here with Unfair Sports, where we talk OU football, college football, and honestly just sports in general on this channel. Thank you for tuning in, focusing here on the OU spring game and some of my reactions, as well as some of your voting, as well as comments from the poll I put on the community site for Unfair Sports. If you haven't checked it out, please go over there, give it a vote. I plan on talking about this more later in the week as well, but I'm going to give a quick reaction to the current numbers, as well as what I thought about that went down at the spring game. If you like this video, hit the like button. Feel free to subscribe as well. Liking it tells YouTube I did what I was supposed to do. I gave you a video that you were looking for. Subscribing means you want to see more of it. And then, of course, share, because why? Sharing is caring, and hopefully you like my commentary style in comparison to the others. So I didn't get to make it out to actually watch the spring game, but I did go back and rewatch it a couple of times. And I got a few reactions to give in regards to what went down, how it went down, and everything. And so I also, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I put in a poll for your thoughts on the most impactful on the offensive side as well as the defensive side. Who jumped out at you, the newcomers? I want to see what you guys felt about those players. We'll talk about them, and we'll focus on the newer ones. As I'm newer into this game, we'll focus on the newer guys for OU, and we'll continue to grind it out. Going into the season, we'll be talking about game after game after game. But it was really good to see this preview. You know, when there's a regime change at every school, it's the question you have to always ask yourself is, how is everybody going to react? Like, fans-wise, are you excited about the future? Are you excited? Do you care? Do you not care? And I know when it comes to Sooner fans, you all are passionate. We're passionate fans for the team. Like, if this is your first time watching my videos, I'm a big OU fan because my grandmother was a big OU fan. I'm also a big Tennessee fan. So I kind of got an SEC team and a Big 12 team, in which I'm going to have two SEC teams later. But I focus on Oklahoma because I'm here. I get to see more of it, have a lot more access. But I've also, they're part of my heart. And so when the regime changed here, I had more optimism than like pessimism. When changes happened at Tennessee, I felt more pessimistic than I did optimistic because I wasn't sure what was going to happen. Now we got a former Sooner quarterback there, Josh Heupel at Tennessee. I'm a lot more optimistic than I've ever been, and I feel like it has that tie to Oklahoma. Oklahoma's always got something up their sleeve. We've always got something brewing, and it doesn't feel like this program will just be down, especially the way the landscape of college football is going. If you watched my last video, I made one on Barry Switzer calling himself Dollar Bill, leading the arms race for players in the NIL game. Go check that video out. It's a really good one. And I would love to get your response on that. There's a ton in there. I'm going to reply to everybody on there, and I'm going to make a video response to everybody's replies and everything. So keep that coming too. But let's talk about the spring game. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of the reason why you're here. So with that regime change, you got to ask yourself about the future. What are you going to see? And so there's a lot of big changes here. New quarterback, additional running backs, wide receivers that are now emerging. The defense, to me, feel like it's mostly revamped. So we've got a lot of things to cover, but I'm going to stick to the major points. So I've got about 6 main things that jumped out to me in this. So let's start off here. First off, we'll go position by position. Quarterback. I liked what I saw of Dillon Gabriel. With the wind, he looked really good. The wind was kicking tail. It's Oklahoma, so we had tornadoes like Saturday night going through the state, and you saw that wind flying, so he was throwing against the wind and in the wind. The only thing I did not like was him on both sides. I didn't like him throwing for both teams. Now, I get they want him to get the reps. He only threw it like 29 times. Totally understand. But I would have liked to see more of the younger guys in that, just to, give it more of a back and forth battle, red versus actual white, instead of Dillon Gabriel throwing for both. But overall, I enjoyed seeing what I saw. He does remind me a little bit of Baker. Someone mentioned that to me before. And actually, someone in the comments said that. I have to find that comment, and I'll post it when I do my responses. He does kind of remind me a little of a left-handed Baker, and he made some really nice throws. it's like I said, in the wind, that's a difference maker for me. I did like seeing Michael Bowen going out there though, through that 90-something yard touchdown. All right, Micah. Look like you're gonna compete. I like that. I like seeing you get that chance and you kind of, doing a little something. We'll see if you'll get more PT this season behind Gabriel. And then Nick Evers got a little, I was hoping to see more of him. I wanted more out of him. Rucker went out there. Ralph Rucker did his thing. I was expecting more out of Nick, but neither here nor there. It was good seeing a new quarterback lead the troops. Okay, so in the backfield, OU's got a really good running back room. Oh, it's a good running back room. Javonte Barnes is it. Out on the poll, 60% of you said that he's the one that jumped out to you the most. He's a shifty. He's a back. He's it. 6 foot 190. I said like 6'9" in another video. Ignore that. 6 foot 190. And he's not Adrian Peterson, but I do see a little bit of DeMarco Murray in him. And I like that. I like that about him running the ball downhill, little shifty. He's got, he had a good game. What was it? 17 carries, 60 yards. He's going to take some minutes from somebody. He's going to get some playing time. They have to play him this year. They can't not. Now I'm ready to see what Gavin Sawchuk is going to do when he comes in as well. But Javonte Barnes is showing that he's definitely going to get some PT. Tyree Walker as well. Eric Gray gave me something. I was happy to see that he was the explosiveness that he was, coming in from Tennessee, what we expected. I don't think he's going to be an every down back, though. He's put on some weight. I think they mentioned that he put on like an additional 15 pounds of muscle. So he's put on some weight to be an every down back, but I don't think he's going to be an every down back. I expect Eric Gray to be thrown out in the flats. I expect him to go in the slot. He's going to be more of a utility, and that's where his value is going to come in. But I think Javonte's going to take some minutes from him, and I think Tyree Walker is too. Tyree reminds me of Quentin Griffin. Now, I'm not saying he is Quentin Griffin, but he reminds me of it. A little bowling ball, small dude, runs into folks, can cut into the holes, looks like he got a little shiftiness to him. If he's schemed properly, he could be like Q. Now, he won't be, like I said, as great as Q. He could be better. We don't know. But I think that Tyree Walker is going to be something that you should keep your eye on. He's the one player that jumped out to me out the most on the offense when I saw him go out there. Javonte's, I expected him to be like this, coming out of Vegas. Reminds me of DeMarco Murray. But Tyree, that was a good pickup. That was a solid pickup for what they're doing. Someone else mentioned like Ramondre Stevenson. Totally get that. Feel like more like a Q. I think he reminds me of Quentin on that. Wide receivers, oh boy. Jalil Farouk, yes. So glad he stayed. He was the one out of all the transfers that were potentially leaving. He was the one I was hoping would stay. And I'm so glad he did. Thank you, dog. You looked good. You looked really good. Theo Weiss came back strong. Looks like he's going to be something. Mims, of course, expected that out of him. I've got my Mims shirt at the house. Marvin Bounds. The man is going to be probably the top guy. But I think one that's going to emerge is Jaden Gibson. That 95-yard touchdown was nice, but I think the big thing I noticed out of him is just the big body. And it looks like he knows how to use it. He knows how to get that position, get the catch, 6'5", 75, 180 soaking wet. They'll put some weight on him. He'll be a nice big receiver as long as he makes sure he gets some speed on him, train on that, or at least get really good at route running. He can be something special. I think he's going to steal some time. Hence why Cody Jackson, if you guys didn't see that announcement, did enter the transfer portal, the first post-spring game transfer. He's going to leave. He was a 4-star, came in. He's a freshman. Yeah, I don't think that he's going to get much game. It's going to be between Weiss, Mims. Then Gibson's going to get some PT. Farouk. There's your 4 wide receivers right there. And then Nick Anderson's going to come in and probably get some game as well. He's 6'3", big receiver as well. But Jaden Gibson was the receiver that jumped out at me the most. He's going to be something special. Just get that man the ball. I would love for him to be like Drake London. I know y'all don't like talking about USC players, but Drake London out of USC, literally his catch radius is yes. And I feel like Gibson can get to that point. I felt like that on that catch when he took it yard. And on another catch he made, it just felt like he positioned himself for it well. Could be wrong. My eyes are getting better. But I like him a lot. Lastly, that defense, they are definitely at a disadvantage when it comes to a spring game because, I mean, it's more offensive centric. You can't really hit everybody. You try not to injure anybody. But I think that defense, they're getting pressure, something that OU's always been able to do in a way, but something we want more of. And the secondary, Josh Eaton, with that pick. Yeah. Marcus Stripling, the senior, he's going to move himself up into a day 2 pick in the draft. Right now, I think that I'm projected 4 to 7. I think he can move into day 2. I think he can be something special this year on the defensive side. OU always produces someone that moves themselves in the first and second round on the defensive side, on the edge or at linebacker. I think he's going to be that impactful player. The transfer, Jeffrey Johnson did good. I liked what I saw of him. I liked the pressure, the moves he was able to make. But I think Marcus is going to be, Stripling's going to be that guy this year on the defensive side. So keep your eyes on him. The secondary, I think they did well. Did as good as you could. I mean, like I said, it was freaking win was ridiculous, but I enjoyed the spring game. Like I said, went back, rewatched it twice. I expect some special stuff this year out of Oklahoma, and I know you Sooner fans are excited too, which is good. Venables, he didn't show out like I hoped. We didn't get him going buck wild crazy, unfortunately, and the 5 things that you were supposed to look out for hurt my feelings. But he'll do that this season. He's going to have his guy that's going to pull him back, so we'll be fine. So with that, Sooner fans, I'll have another video later this week. I'm going to talk more about the selections you had. I'm going to give you time to get your votes in. Right now, we got 60 votes on the defense, 66 on offense. Let's get those up to 100. Go ahead and tune in. Check those out there in the community tab here on YouTube, as well as if you want to hear me talk about other sports and stuff, check out the podcast, Unfair Sports. Just search for it wherever podcasts are downloaded and listen to, and then you can watch the videos for that. Those will be shifting to Instagram moving forward. You go to our Instagram page, unfair_sports. You will see all our commentary on that stuff. So with that, I have another video for y'all in a few days.